How goes it? I'm Pablo, and if you're watching this, then this means I must have suffered a horrible injury, and now I'm dead. And being dead isn't cool. That shit can kill you, so in order to start the process of grieving, here's a pre-recorded video of Pablo talking about Cuphead DLC. You don't want this, but I can give a fuck about what you say. I'm dead. We all knew this was gonna happen eventually. Cuphead was a title that really took the internet by storm. No one expected this game to be as good as it was, especially for a 2D platformer, but it had a lot of good things that carried it. The hand-drawn art style alone is something that Super Mario U owners wish they would have gotten. Think again, Stain, you're the only person to own this game. The game already had a lot of hype surrounding it, solely due to the gameplay, art style, and music. But when everyone finally got to play it, it was met with...
Oh! Did well. Oh, God!
Yeah, this game was fucking hard. Never in this world would anyone think that a 2D game would have this much blood, sweat, and tears in it, but also be one of the most difficult platformers ever. It was so hard that everyone called it the Dark Souls of 2D gaming. But where was I in all of this? I bought Sonic Forces and some shoes. 2017 wasn't really my year. When Cuphead finally came to the Nintendo Switch, I couldn't fucking stop. The amount of love and care they put in this game was insane. The music, the art style, the gameplay were on a whole nother level. I just couldn't put it down no matter how much it pissed me off. Now I'm at a point where I can go back and shit on these bosses in my sleep, so I needed more content. Lucky for me, around summer of 2018, there was an announcement from Studio MDHR about DLC coming to the game, called The Delicious Last Course. No release date, but hopefully this won't repeat the process of when the base game came out. It's only DLC. That poor son of a bitch. About a year later, we got our second trailer, revealing some gameplay and the release date of 2020. This was my time to shine. Hopefully nothing awful happens and causes some delay. During the pandemic, Cuphead got a delay from the 2020 window, which is a delay from the original 2019 window. And by this point, I decided to just forget about it and wait, since every time they tweeted about it, it just hurt my feelings more and more. Until suddenly, during the 2021 Game Awards, something big happened. Shoot me, I must be dreaming. You're watching this video, what do you think happened? After complete radio silence, Cuphead finally got a full-blown trailer, and it was really something special. It was a puppet show. My life is officially complete. And finally, a release month and date for Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. And that day was June 30th of 2022. You really like edging me, don't you, Cuphead? So by this point, the excitement was back. I could not wait to get my hands on this DLC. 2022 already didn't have much in terms of gaming, so the fact that DLC for a 5-year-old game is what did it for me really says something. It's also dirt cheap too, it's only $8. I made that in tip money from my last job, so let's buy this motherfucker and let's get down to business. Oh, we're so back. Starting a new run, we can disregard everything our parents told us about strangers and go over to the mysterious Clockman and fast travel to the DLC island, where we meet Miss Chalice as she tries to steal Mugman's body and come back to life. We then meet Chef Saltbaker, the greatest baker in the land, who says, in order to bring Miss Chalice back to life, all we have to do is kill other people for the ingredients. Because that's something that friends would do for each other? We then get a charm, which is a cookie that allows us to play as Miss Chalice, and I gotta say, I fucking suck as Miss Chalice. Her controls are super complicated for me to get the hang of. The fact that her parry is also her dash is what really throws me off the most. She also has a dodge roll, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think I ever used that once. Double jump's pretty cool though. Makes f***ing up a lot more impossible. But this is me we're talking about. I'll find a way. This time around, there's only 5 bosses, and each of them are packed with a big old punch of bullshit. So this time, I'll give them each a rank between 1 and 5 in terms of difficulty. Right, but f*** the bullshit. Let's get right into the first boss. Oh my god, we're so back. Gnome Way Out is a good way to get back into the groove of playing Cuphead. Definitely one of the more easier of the 5, but f*** the gnomes, you're so annoying. Huge brownie points though for having a really good theme. Snow Cold Scuffle. I fucking hate this one. Every little thing that could hit me would always hit me no matter how hard I tried to avoid it. I'm not gonna say anything here, but I don't like the way these icicles look. I don't know, something about their character design reminds me of something horrible. I think they might have overlooked this one. Doggone Dogfight. This is somehow the hardest, easiest boss I fought. Real quick, I think that it's really cool that they included the cat from the Tom and Jerry boss fight. That's adorable. But this boss for the final phase rotating the whole screen. It was so confusing that I had to rotate my whole head just so I can see. That's how dedicated I am to beating this boss. Bootlegger Boogie. I don't know why, but I struggled so much on this one. Phase 1 dicked me like crazy, second one was a fucking disaster, and the third gave me a new hole. It also baits you with a fake knockout, which didn't get me this time since this is my third playthrough, but I can't speak for 2022, Pablo. And finally, High Noon Hoopla. They finally did it. They made a boss so hard that I love it. This is peak masochism. I love the whole thing. I usually hate the flying levels, but this one was so much fun. But there were some moments where I felt like a complete shit stain of a player. And the music, my god, it's so good. Yeah, I f***ed to this theme. What about it? Alright, now we got all the ingredients we need to bring Miss Chalice back to life. Now let's go bring these back to Chef Saltbaker so he can get to work. He doesn't seem to be here, but he did leave the hatch open leading downstairs. No worries, we'll just leave these downstairs and He probably does that on a good day. Wait. Huh? Holy shit, he's crazy. I can play against the devil on expert and be fine, but this dude is on a completely different level of being a bitch. I'm not trying to be cocky here, but the first two phases wouldn't be so hard if it wasn't for this fucking piece of shit fireball that follows you around the whole time. Anytime I dodge an obstacle, it's right there, right under me. But for how hard the first two phases were, the last two phases were pretty easy. Well, easy when you have the chaser equipped. Hey, well, don't fucking judge me, I'm terrible at this game. Me personally, I think giving this a 5 would be an understatement for how hard this boss was, so I'll make an exception. I'll give it an 8 out of 5. After jumping the chef, he loses his bakery, goes to jail, learns the error of his ways, and becomes a better man. The end. And that's all the bosses for the DLC. But that's not all the content, fucker. There's still the King's Leap trial. And that's all the DLC has to offer. A pretty short experience, sure, and I'm not complaining, but after having to wait so long, I would have liked to see maybe a few more bosses or maybe a run-and gun. But either way, I'm satisfied with what I got. The price is super worth it. The bosses are hard enough to take enough time to make every penny worth it. Absolutely no corners were cut with the music and the art style. Studio MDHR has once again delivered a great show with the delicious last course, and I can't recommend it enough. So for the first time ever, I'll give this game a ranking. I'm giving Cuphead and the delicious last course both 10 out of 10s. It's perfect. Cuphead is a game that'll always have a special place in my heart no matter what, so here's hoping that we'll get a sequel in the future. Now, I'm not too sure how to end this one off other than leaving a quick message to Studio MDHR. Guys, if you ever make a sequel, please bundle this game with a controller because this game is costing me a lot of f***ing money.